So in the previous session, we have discussed about standard relationships and we have discussed what kind of associations has been given by Salesforce between the standard objects and what kind of additional behaviors given by Salesforce between these objects we have discussed in the previous session, and what is that relationship field created by Salesforce between those objects we have discussed. Now, in today's session, we are going to discuss about a most important feature, many-to-many association. So as of now, we know one-to-many association. Then what is this many-to-many association? Now let's see. How can we implement many-to-many association between the two objects? Now let's see what kind of functionalities or the behaviors many-to-many association provides. We'll see. And then we'll see what are the various standard junction objects that we have in Salesforce. We'll see one by one. Now, so now I will explain this concept pictorically. You have to work on this practically. Okay, I will show you pictorically how to do that. I will explain that with a picture. Then you have to work on practical concept here. Now, come to a small scenario. Let me explain what exactly this many-to-many association first. For example, I have collected so many books during my graduation and post graduation. I have purchased so many books related to computer science, also related to management, also related to mathematics, also competitive exams, also whatever anything. So we have collected so many books. Now, whatever the books that I have, to store all the books information, I would like to create an object. Inside an object, I want to store all the books information, like what exactly the book name, that means title of the book, and the book ID, and then what is the price of the book. All this information I would like to store inside my book object. So in order to store all the books information, I would like to have a book object. In this book object, I would like to have few fields like ISBN number field. For each and every book, you will be having a unique identification number that is called as ISBN number. When you go to any book, when you go to the last of the book, you will be having this ISBN number for each and every book. Through this ISBN number, we can identify each and every book uniquely in the entire world. So, in this world, whatever the books are available for each and every book, we have a unique identification code that is called as ISBN number. Now, I would like to have book title. That means title of the book. That means the name of the book. And then unit price. That means what is the cost of the book. So I would like to have a book object which is used to store all the books information which I have right now. To store this book details, I would like to have these three fields inside my object, like the book ID or ISBN number, and the book title and the unit price. These are the three fields I would like to have inside my book object. Clear up to this one? Now, let's see. Let me design this object here. I would like to have this object. So this is a book object that we have. I'm having this book object. In this book object, I would like to have these fields like the book ID, that means ISBN number, and the book title and the unit price. These are the three fields are available inside my book. These are the three fields. Now, this is my book object. This is the ISBN number field, book title, and the unit price. These are the three fields. I would like to store some books information inside it. I'm storing some books information. The first book ID is B300001. This is the book ID B300001. Book title is Java Programming. Java Programming. So which is of cost of $270. Okay, $270. Second book B300002. The second book name is Java in Nutshell, which is of cost of $310. Third book B300003. The book title is Software Engineering, which is of cost of 4. The book name is Oracle PLSQL. The unit price is $510. So these are the books are available. For example, I have these 5 books with me. Now these are the details of the book. I have stored all these book details inside my book object. Each book contains a unique identification number, that is ISBN number, or simply we can call it as book ID also, no problem, whatever you want. And the book title and the unit price of the book. Okay, now. So now all this book's information I have stored inside this book object. Now tell me, these books has been prepared by whom? Writers. That means others. Okay, those are called as others. Now to store all the others information, I have another object. Okay, each and every book has been prepared by another. It may be one other, it may be multiple others also for a single book. In that case, in order to store all those others information, I am creating another object. In this other object, I would like to have some fields like other ID, other name, and the location. So now I want to allocate a unique identification number for each and every other, that is called as other ID, other name, name of the other, location, to which country the other is associated. Whether he belongs to US or UK or Germany or Australia or India or what. I would like to store that country name. Now, in order to store all this others information, I would like to use this other object here. I would like to use this other object. So now this is the other object right now. I'm having this other object. In this other object, I'm having this fields, other ID, other name, and the location. Now I'm storing few others information inside my other object. First other, A4001. The other name is John. He's from USA. This is the first other, A4001. So this is a John and the location is USA. Second one, A4002. This is some Rogers Pressman. He's from UK. A4003. His name is Balaguru Swami. He's from India. A4004. I'm giving this other O'Reilly. This is from Australia. A4005. This is some Yashwant Kanitkar. Yashwant Kanitkar. He is also from India. These are the five others are available inside my other object. I'm having this book object which contains books information. I'm having other info object which contains others information. Okay, now. So now in this case here, observe this one. What kind of relation that we have? Now let me explain here. So now tell me, for one book, how many others will be available? Only one other, multiple others, multiple others. So
Multiple.
single book we can have multiple others also. That means few topics has been prepared by one other, few topics has been prepared by second other, few topics are prepared by third other. Like that, we can not only one other, multiple others also can combinedly prepare a single book as well. Now, so in this case, let's see. So now which book has been prepared by which other? Now let me explain. So upon preparing this book Java programming, John has participated. John has participated while preparing this book Java programming. Yashwant Kanitkar also has participated while preparing this book. Balagur Swami also has participated while preparing this book. So upon preparing this book Java programming, these three people has participated. John, Balaguru Swami, and the Yashwant Kanitkar. Next, second one. Upon preparing this book Java in nutshell, John also has participated. O'Reilly also has participated. These are the two people has combinedly prepared the book Java in nutshell. Next, software engineering. Upon preparing this book, Rogers Pressman also has participated. Yashwant Kanitkar also has participated here. These two people has combinedly prepared the book Software Engineering. Next one. Let us see. This book has been prepared by the Yashwant Kanitkar. and the O'Reilly. Yashwant Kanetkar and the O'Reilly, both the people combinedly prepared this book. Next one. Upon preparing this book, Oracle PL SQL developer John also has participated. Rogers Pressman also has participated. Bala Guruswamy also has participated here. This is the relation. Okay, there is a relation here. Now tell me what kind of relation that we have now in this case. How do you know many to many? How can you define this one is a many to many? Okay. Hmm. Then how do you know that? Many parents and many childs.
Every record has a number of
Okay.
connectors.
Now, in this case, let's see here. We are having this book object. We have this other object. For one book, multiple others are available. One author can prepare multiple books also. In this case, whenever we are observing this one, book to author, what is the relation? Is it one to one or one to many? Hmm. Book to author. Just to concentrate only from book to author. That's it.
One to
Hmm. One
many.
book, how many?
One to
Many.
many.
That means here it will be having one to many. So now one book is associated with the multiple others. So book to other, we have one to many association. Now tell me, other to book, what is the relation that we have?
One to
Hmm.
many.
Other to book.
One
One
to many.
other can
One to many.
participate while preparing how many books? Many.
Many
So here
books.
also we have one other,
One to many.
multiple books. Okay. So whenever we are observing, okay, book to other object, we have one to many. Whenever we are observing other to book, one to many association. That means whenever we are observing one to many association from both the sides, object one to object two, one to many, object two to object one to many. Whenever we are having one to many association from both the sides, then it will be called as many to many association. Okay, whenever we are having one to many association from both the sides, object one to object two, one to many, and then object two to object one, again one to many association. If you have one to many associations from both the sides, then it will be considered as many to many association, okay, between these two objects here. Then how can we map? How to map this kind of association now? Hmm. How can we map many to many association? Generally, in order to map this association, what kind of steps we used to follow, already we have discussed. It may be lookup association, master detail association that already discussed. Upon mapping the association, we have to follow two simple steps. As a step one, identify parent object and child object here. That is a
Child
step
object.
one. Now tell me, in this case, which one is parent, which one is child now?
Both are acting as a
Other
parent
is
and child.
parent. Why? Why other is parent, book is child? Okay. Hmm. That means without the other, we should not have any books. Without reading the books, how can you become an other? Hmm. Then,
Other is a
then
parent,
without the
the
other,
book
how is
is
the,
the
how the
child.
book has been prepared? Hmm. Okay.
Other is a
Now,
parent.
now in this case, let's see. Okay, let's go with that first assumption here. Let me consider other object as a parent, book object as child. Because without the other, we should not have any books. So let me go with this assumption here. I would like to make other object as parent. I'm considering other object as parent here. Now, this book object as child. Now, as a step one, I'm selecting other object as parent object, book object as child object. Now, that is a step one. As a step two, what needs to be done? Map the relation between these two objects. How? Go to the child object, create a relationship field which should be associating with that parent object here. For example, I'm creating lookup association, master detail, whatever, anything. Okay, forget about the relationship type. Now I'm mapping this association. In order to map the association, what we have to do? We are creating one additional field. Okay. In the right side, I don't have the space over here. That's what I'm creating the field in this side, left side. Now we are adding one additional field inside this object over here. Now for this field, I'm giving the object name as field name as other ID. Okay, other ID. This is the relationship field. Now we have created a field in the child object which is associating with the parent over here. Okay, clear? Now let's come to the scenario here. We are done with mapping this association right now over here, for example. Now let's come to that, okay, childs. So now this is a child, Java programming. So now Java programming record will be holding the other ID on the other right. Now this Java programming book has been prepared by whom? John Balaguruswamy, Yashwant Kanitkar. Okay, three people here. John Balaguruswamy, Yashwant Kanitkar. These are the three people has combinedly prepared this book. Now here in this case, let's see. Now, whenever I'm storing this a child, along with the child, we are selecting parent, right? This is a lookup field. Okay, this is a lookup relationship field. Other ID is a lookup relationship field here. Now it will be storing parent record ID. Who is the first parent? Okay, John. So it will be holding this ID. Okay, A4001. Now tell me, this is the only other that we have for this book? No, we have two more others are available. Balaguru Swami, which is having the ID A4003, and then Yashwant Kanitkar, which is having the ID A4005. Then where we can store these IDs inside this field? In this lookup field, that means in this other ID field, it will be holding that only one parent record ID, not multiple. But here, how many parents are available? Three parents are available over here. Now, in this case, how to store this three parent record IDs inside this single field over here?
Make another column, another row with Java programming will be there, and then A4003 and another one A4005. Means you will have to extend this
Now,
list.
you want me to add one more column over here
No, sir.
in order to select that.
No extension. Extend the list.
Here. Hmm.
Write Java programming again.
Okay, one more Java programming record.
Yeah. Copy the ISBN and unit price.
No, it will be duplicate, right? This is a unique ID value. We should not copy the same ID here also.
No, book title. It's a book
Book title may be same. Book title may be same, but the ID should be unique, right? Because when you go to that bookshop, whenever we are observing any book like some Java programming, hundreds of books will be available with the same name: Java programming, Java programming, Java programming. But the others are different, publishers are different, content is different. Hmm. Now, so now here in this case, let's see. In this case, we are having this relationship field. Now this field is mapping the relation with this parent object over here because we have created this other ID field which is of type lookup relationship. Now here we can able to select the parent record. As soon as once you click on lookup icon, lookup dialog will get populated here. I'm selecting the parent. But for this particular book, Java programming, not only this other John, we have two more others are also available, which are having the ID A4003, A4005. But I can't store those two IDs also inside this relationship field. That means what here? It is not supporting me to store okay, multiple parent record IDs inside the field. So that relationship field can store always only one parent record ID, not multiple. But here we have three parents are available, three parents are having three different IDs, but we can't store three different IDs inside a single relationship field. This is the problem here. So that means we are unable to map this association over here because it is not allowing me to store the remaining two parent IDs inside that same field. Okay, this is a problem. That means what? I'm unable to map the association between these two by considering other object as parent, book object as child. Maybe my assumption may be wrong because I have considered other object as parent, book object as child. So maybe my assumption may be wrong. So now let me make it reverse. Let's try with the other options over here. I want to consider book object as parent, other object as child. Let's try with that option also over here. Now let's see. So now in this case here, what I want to do is now in this case, I would like to consider other object as a child and the book object as parent. Okay, I want to consider other object as a child, book object as parent. Now I'm making it reverse because previously when I considered the other object as parent and the book object as child, I'm unable to map that association. I'm unable to achieve my functionality. So now that because of that, maybe my assumption may be wrong. Because of that, I'm unable to achieve that functionality. So I'm making this functionality reverse. Now, I would like to consider the other object as child, book as parent. Now tell me in this case, where we need to create the field now? Other object. That means a child object. In this child object, I'm creating a field. Now, I'm creating a field inside my child object. This is a field I have created, which contains the book ID. Book ID. Now this field is mapping the relation, okay, with this book object here. This field is mapping the association with this book object here. Now let's come to the relation. John, first author. Now John has prepared the book called as what? First book, Java programming. What is the idea of this book here? B300001. John has participated while preparing the book, okay, Java programming, which is having the ID B430001. Now tell me, this is the only book that John has participated while preparing? No, he has participated while preparing two more books also here. The second book is Java in nutshell. Third one is Oracle PLSQL Developer. These are the three books he has prepared. But here, three books are having three different IDs. But in the relationship field, what happened here? Only one ID will be getting allowed. Only one parent record ID can be stored. Multiple parent IDs cannot be acceptable inside your relationship field. That means even though I'm making this other object as a child, book object as parent, it is not supporting me to map this association. Here also I'm facing the same problem. This one author is having multiple okay, child, multiple books also, but I'm unable to store three book IDs inside this single relationship field. It is allowing to us to store only one book ID inside that. Remaining two book IDs I'm unable to store. Now, in this case, what happened? Here also it is not supporting my functionality. I'm unable to achieve my functionality here. Then, that means what we have observed from these two objects, both the objects are trying to be acting as parents. From these two, none of the object is not supporting as child. Both are trying to be acting as parent. In this case, if both are parents, then who will be the child then? Who will be the child? Now, in order to map the association, one object should be act as parent, one object should be act as child. Then only we can map the relation, or else we can't do. In this case here, because that already we know, if we want to map the relation between the two people, we need some similarity here. But both the objects are different, both are having their own fields. Then how can we map this relation between these two? In this case, what we have observed, whenever we are trying to be mapping this many to many association, many to many association is not possible between the two objects directly. Between these two objects directly, we can't map many to many association because okay, from these two objects, okay, any of the object has to act as child. But in this case, both the objects are acting as parents. Book object also acting as parent, other object also acting as parent. Then how can you map the association? It will not be possible. To map the relation, we need a similarity, we need a common column, but we don't have any common column. Book object is having its own fields, other object is having its own fields. When I try to create a common field, but it is not supporting me to store multiple parent IDs inside that. So in this case, what we have observed, whenever we are mapping many to many association, many to many association is not possible between the two objects directly. Then how can we do that? How can we achieve this? In this case here, let them both the object will be acting as parents. Okay, let both the object will be acting as parents here. This object also a parent object, and this object also a parent object. Both are parents. This is also a parent. This is also a parent. Both the objects are acting as parent objects. Now, in this case here, both the objects are acting as parents. So in this case, to map this many to many association between the two objects, so now let them both the objects will be acting as parents, we need to create one more additional object over here. We need to create one more additional object, that is a child object we need to create additionally. Now, so what is the child object here? We have to create one child object. Now, this child object should be associating with both the parents also. It should associated with the first parent. It should associated with the second parent over here. So we have to create a child object which will be associating with both the parents also. In this case, this child object is called as a junction object. This is called as a junction object. Junction means what? A connector. Okay, connector. Okay, between both the parties over here. So between this both the objects, we need a connector that is called as a junction object. So in this case, many to many association will not be possible between the two objects directly. Many to many association can be achieved with the help of a feature called as junction object. What is junction object? Junction object is nothing but an additional object which we need to create manually, which will be acting as a child for both the parent objects also. Junction object should be associated with both the parent objects also over here. Okay. Now, in this case, how can we create this junction object? Now here I am creating this object now. This is the object here. I am creating this junction object. Now this is the junction object. For this object, I am giving the name as book others. You can give any name, no problem. Whatever you want, you can give. Now this will be a child object. This is also called as a junction object. This is also called as junction object. We need to create one additional object called as a child, which will be a junction object. Now junction object will be associating with both the parents. So that here, in order to map the association, when you consider these two, now this book object is a parent object, this book others is a child object. So here we need to create one field which will be associating with this parent object here. Now, so that here I'm adding one field. I'm creating a field which will be associating with that first parent. Now, I'm creating a field. This is nothing but book ID. This is a field which I'm creating right now. Now this field is going to be mapping the relation over here. This field is mapping the association. It is mapping the relation with this first parent. Next, I'm creating one more field. Now, in order to map the association with the second object here, second parent, I'm creating one more field. This is the second field I'm creating with the name Aadhaar ID. Aadhaar ID. Now this field is going to be mapping the relation. This field will be mapping the association with the second parent object over here. Second parent object. Now, it is mapping the association with second parent object. Second parent object. And then I'm having one more additional field. If you want to create some more additional fields, then you can create, no problem. I'm indicating number of pages. How many pages are available in this book? I would like to indicate here. So now in this case, what happened? We are creating a third object, which is a child object, which will be connecting with both the parents over here. That's what here this child object is called as junction object. Now, here you can raise a question. Sir, you have created two fields over here. This is the field 1, this is the field 2. This field is mapping the relation with this other object. This field is mapping the relation with book object here. Now these fields data type is what? To map this relation, we are having relationship data types. Lookup relationship, master detail association, hierarchical, external lookup. We are having that. From this one, which we need to choose. In this case, what are the two fields that we are creating to map the association with both the parents? Both the fields should be of type master detail. It should not be lookup. In the interview point of view, definitely they will focus on this point. They will try to confuse you whether these two are lookup or master detail, lookup or master detail. Don't change the answer. Stay with that answer here. Stick with the answer that will be master detail. So we have to create this two master detail fields. Now tell me, can we create two master detail association fields within an object? Yes or no? Yes. Right. We can create two master detail association. Lookup how many? 40, right. In this case here, this is the object. With this object, I'm creating two master detail association fields. First master detail association field is associating with the first parent object, that is book object. This is the master detail. This is also master detail association. Both will be of type master detail association only here. Okay. So now, in order to map this, okay, many to many association, okay, two objects will not be sufficient to map the association between these two. We need a third object that is called as a child. It's a junction object we need to create. Junction object should be associated with both the parents with the two master detail associations. Okay, we have to create two fields inside the junction object. First field will be associating with first parent, second field should be associating with second parent. And additionally, if you want some more fields, then we can create or else leave it, no problem, whatever you want. It's your choice. Now, to store the number of pages available in the book, I'm using this number of pages book. Now, so now in this case, Once a relation has been mapped, then how to store this data? Now let's see. Let's see the data here. Now the first one, first book ID. Let me place this book details over here. First book B300001. Now tell me, for this book, how many others are available here? How many? Three others. Who are all those other IDs here? First other will be A4001, second other A4003, third other A4005. Now, so in this case, store the other IDs. A4001. Number of pages I'm indicating as 695 pages over here. Assume that in this book we have 695 pages. The same book B300001. Now the same book we are having one more other. Who is the other here? A4003.
Three.
A4003. The same book, the number of pages are 695. B300001. Who is the next other here? A4005.
Five.
Now, the same book we are having 695 here. That means here we are having three connections are available. So now the book ID and then three others over here. Clear? Understood the concept now? Now, if anybody is aware of database concept, anybody knows database concept? Oracle, SQL Server. Now, in that case, this functionality will be called as composite primary key concept. There is nothing but composite primary key concept here. Okay? Now, let's see. Next one. I would like to map the next one. Second book. B300002. For this book, how many others are available over here? Two others. Who are all those others? 4001. Now, assume that the number of pages in the book says some 700 pages. B300002. Who is the second other over here? A4004. Number of pages are 700. Next, third book. For this book, how many pages, how many others are available? B400403. How many others are available? Two others. Who are all those others?
Father.
4002, 4005. Right.
Five.
A 4002. The number of pages are 1100 pages. B 300003. A4005. Number of pages are 1100. Next one. For the fourth book, how many others are available? B300004. Who are all those others over here? A4004, A4005. Right. 4004. I'm giving the number of pages are okay 520 pages. B300004, A4005. Number of pages are 520. Like that, here we have to map that entries over here. Clear? Understood the concept now? This is how we need to map the entries as part of your junction object over here. Understood the concept now? So now whenever if you want to map the many-to-many association between the two objects, many-to-many association is not possible between the two objects directly, but this can be achieved with the help of by creating a junction object. Junction object is nothing but a child object which will be associating with both the parents with the two master detail associations. Okay? Understood the concept over here? Now let's come to a small question in the interview point of view over here. Sometimes in the interview point of view, they will raise a question. For example, assume that I'm deleting a record from the object. I'm deleting this record. For example, if I'm deleting this record from my object here, B 300003, I'm deleting this record. Whenever we are deleting the record from this parent object, what will happen? Hmm. Now here, this is the parent here. I'm deleting from the parent. Now in this case here, this is what? Child. What kind of association that we have between these two? Master detail. In master detail association, upon deleting a parent record, what about the related childs? Childs also deleted here.
Created.
That means in this case, whenever I'm deleting this book record, if there is no book, then there is no book entries over here. So that upon deleting this book record from the book object, whatever the book ID is available, with that book ID, whatever the corresponding entries are available, those entries will be getting deleted from your junction object automatically here. Clear? Next, come to one more question here. Suppose, for example, I'm deleting the record from the second parent over here. This is the parent. Now, from this parent, I'm deleting a record over here. For example, if I'm deleting the record from this particular parent over here, this is the parent. I'm deleting the record A4003 or A4002, whatever, anything over here. I'm deleting the record here. Whenever I'm deleting this record A4002, what will happen in this case? I'm deleting this parent record. Now tell me, between these two, what kind of relation that we have? Master
Master.
detail. What will happen? Same. Upon deleting
All
the
the
parent, corresponding childs will be deleted. That means while deleting another record with the name A4002, so whatever the child records are available with the ID A4002, all those entries will be getting deleted automatically. Here we are having an entry A4002, this entry will be getting deleted over here. Suppose if you have any more entries, those also will be getting deleted automatically. That means what we have observed in many to many association, whenever we are deleting a parent record, that may be from the first parent or maybe second parent also, from any of the parent record, upon removing a parent record from any of these parent objects, corresponding child records in the junction object will be deleted automatically by default. Okay, understand the concept here? This is the functionality of junction objects in Salesforce, which can be used to achieve that many to many association between the two objects. Okay, clear? Now, make a note of this one. Many to many association. Now, this entire concept you have to implement through practical. Okay, whatever the picture that I have explained to you now, this whole objects in the diagram you have to implement in your Salesforce arc. You have to create normal object creation. 3 objects you have to create. In order to achieve this functionality here, as a step 1, create this book object first and these 3 fields here. Okay, now store some records. Then as a step 2, create the other object here, add the fields, store some records. Then as a step 3, create a child object here. That means third object, object 3. Create the third object. In this object, create one master detail field, map the relation with first parent. Create that second relation master detail field, map with this second parent. If you want additionally, if you want to create some field, then fine, or else leave it, no issues. Then once it is done, then we can able to map that, select the records here. Here we can select one parent, here we can select second parent over here, then it will be storing the records. Okay? I can do. Through schema builder also we can create, no problem. Clear? Now. Now, while mapping the associations between the objects, if the object contains one to many relationship from both the sides, then it will be referred as many to many association. Many to many association will not be possible, that means won't be possible between the two objects directly. Between the two objects directly. We can achieve this feature by creating a junction object. By creating a junction object which will be acting as a child object for both the parent objects. Junction object should be associated with both the parents by using two master detail association fields. Note. While removing the parent record from any of the parent object, the associated child records from the junction object will get removed automatically by default. This is a master detail. This is also master detail. Done with these points? Now, next one. Let's see what are the various standard junction objects that we have in Salesforce. So now, as of now, we have identified between these two objects, other object in the book object, we have identified many to many association. To achieve that, we have created a junction object with the name book others. Now, now tell me in this case, Salesforce people has created so many standard objects as part of Salesforce CRM. Now tell me, will Salesforce people has faced the problem of many to many between any two standard objects? Yes, definitely they might have faced. So as of now, we have created some 6 to 7 objects in our R. In between these 6 to 7 objects only, between these objects of the book and of the other, we have identified many to many. So Salesforce has given some complex functionalities. They have created some hundreds of objects. Definitely, they might have faced the many to many association between few standard objects. To achieve that, they might have created some junction objects also. Then what are those standard junction objects that has given by Salesforce? Now let's see. It's 100% common question in most of the interviews nowadays. Could you please describe few standard junction objects that you are aware of? Okay, it's a common question here. Now let's see. So what are those standard junction objects? Now let me explain. For example, come to a scenario. I have lead object. I have campaign object. Okay, I have campaign object. This is a campaign object. This is a lead object. Let's see. Both are standard or both are custom? Standard. Both the objects are standard. Today, Dell people are conducting 3 campaigns here. One is in Amirpet, second one in Madhapur, third one in some Kukatpalli here. These are the 3 places. Dell people are conducting 3 campaigns today itself with 3 different marketing teams. They're having so many marketing people are available. From those people, the people has been divided into 3 separated teams. One marketing team is conducting the campaign in Amirpet. Second marketing team is conducting the campaign in Kukatpalli. Third marketing team is conducting the campaign in Madhapur. Now, these are the 3 campaigns. Campaign 1, which is in some Amirpet. Campaign 2, which is in some Kukatpalli. Campaign 3, which is in some Madhapur. These are the 3 places here Dell people are conducting campaigns. Now, for example, here, assume that myself. So now here I'm a normal person here. I came to that Amirpet today to attend some Java course. Last month, I have joined some Java course in one of the institute in Amirpet. Since last 1 month, I'm attending this course. But today, whenever I'm coming to the institute, beside my institute, okay, I have found something new that Dell people are conducting a campaign, okay, today beside my institute. So once my class is completed, whenever I'm coming out from that institute, so now I got some curiosity. I would like to know what's going on there. What kind of new products launched by Dell people I would like to know. What is the price of the product? What new features they have introduced? How the design look like? How the color look like? I would like to know. So because of my curiosity, I have visited this campaign 1. That means which is in Amirpet over here. Now I have collected the required details. Now I have given my details also to them because they will be giving a small form to me to fill up the details. I have filled up the form over here. Then in that case, myself will be called as what? Lead. Now myself will be a lead. So I'm the lead one. I'm the lead one over here. For which campaign? Campaign 1. So for this campaign 1, I'm the lead one. Now tell me, only myself will be visiting this campaign? Or will other people also will visit the campaign? Other people also. Right. So now along with me, lead two. Now some Ram. Ram also visited the same campaign, campaign one. And we have lead three. Now some Sham. He is also visiting the same campaign. So multiple leads are available. Okay. Clear up to this one? Next. Now after that. So once I'm done with collecting the required details, okay, I went to the Amirpet bus stop. I have catched the bus because I'm staying in Kukatpalli with my friends. Okay, I'm staying with my friends in Kukatpalli. So when I get down the bus in Kukatpalli bus stop, beside the Kukatpalli bus stop, there people are conducting one more campaign over there. There I saw some different products, different designs, different colors. In that case, because of the curiosity, I went to that campaign also. Now tell me, do we have any limitation that a person should visit only one campaign? No, no limitation. So, okay, as a person here, I'm visiting second campaign also over here, campaign two. Okay, then I have collected the details here. I have filled up the form. I have submitted my details. That means myself will be a lead for campaign two also. Then after that, I went to my room. I had the lunch, and then I went to my office here. So now my office is in Madhapur. So when I get down the bus in Madhapur bus stop, beside this Madhapur bus stop, Delhi people are conducting one more campaign over there. So in this case here, I have visited that campaign also because there they are providing some different products. So I have visited that campaign also over here. Now, in this case, what is the relation now? Tell me between this campaign and the lead? Many to many. Because for one campaign, multiple leads. One lead can visit multiple campaigns also here. Okay, for one campaign, we can have multiple leads, and one lead can visit multiple campaigns also. So that here, campaign to lead, one to many, lead to campaign, one to many association. So this is nothing but many to many association. Okay, so in this case, between the campaign object and the lead object, we have many to many association. If it is many to many association, how can we map this association? By using a junction object. These two are standard objects here. Definitely, Salesforce might have created one junction object already here. What is that junction object? Here we have a junction object called as campaign member. We have a junction object called as campaign member. Campaign member is the junction object between campaign object and lead object. So campaign object is the parent, lead object also the parent, campaign member is a junction object. That means a child object. Okay, clear? Now make a note of this one here. Now Salesforce provides a collection of standard junction objects as below. First one, campaign and lead. Between campaign and the lead, we have many to many association, many to many relationship, where parent objects will be the campaign object and the lead object. Junction object will be campaign member. Campaign member is a junction object here. Like the similar way, lead and contact. Between lead and contact objects, we have many to many association, where parent objects are lead object, and the contact object. Junction object is here also the same campaign member object. Third one, contact and opportunity objects. Between contact and opportunity objects, we have many to many relationship where parent objects are contact object and opportunity object. Junction object is we are having this opportunity contact role. Fourth one, opportunity and the product object. Between opportunity and the product objects, we have the many to many association where parent objects are opportunity and the product. And the junction object is now opportunity line item. Fifth one, the last one, user and permission set object. Between user and permission set objects, we have many to many relationship where parent objects are user object and permission set object. And the junction object is permission set assignment object. These are the 5 standard junction objects that has been given by Salesforce. Done with the first two. These are few standard junction objects that we have in Salesforce. We have some more, but those are not required right now. Just we can able to explain these 4.
Sir, I have a small doubt.
Yes.
Where the campaign member junction object relates to uh, three standard objects, right?
Right,
Campaign,
right,
lead, and
right.
contact.
Contact, right.
Then how the master detail
Now, in this
relationship
case,
fields?
good question. Now, in that case, first two master detail association fields are using for campaign in the lead, and the third one will be creating through programming. That means they are creating a lookup relationship field. Whatever the additional master detail functionalities are required, they are going to be adding through programming. Okay, we
Okay,
can
sir.
create the lookup relationship field, and whatever the additional master detail behaviors are required, they have created through programming.
Okay.
So do the practice on these features today. Tomorrow we'll see the concept of develop summary fields and one-to-one association. Okay. Now, so tomorrow we have the session as usual. Saturday also we have the session. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.